Alright, so I'm doing a lot of bifacing tonight. I received this already cooked, this Georgia swirled shirt. So I'm going to do this on camera. I haven't seen, or I haven't worked much with this darker patina on the Cortex. It's probably the same as usual, you know, that same chalky stuff. I don't know what makes it dark like that. Anyway, I'm going to be napping a lot of this off camera this week. I've got lots of these cortical flakes that I'm going to be making into bifaces. I just was chipping on this a little while ago. This one looks pretty solid. I chipped this earlier today, but I stopped as soon as I saw a crack. These always, well, almost always develop cracks. It goes right across there. And you can kind of see it on this side too. Where did it go? It's not that line right there. It's this line up here. There's a crack right there. So it's cracked all the way across. Yeah, right here. So I stopped as soon as I saw that crack. I'll just offer this in the Brokes and Bifaces box. Yep, just like that. I stopped as soon as I saw that crack because it's too risky to keep going on that kind of stuff. Yep. So this is a lower heat treat. I normally heat this above 350. I like to go 375, 395 with the swirly stuff. Yeah. Just so it's not snapping halfish. I've heated it above 450, like 475 and stuff, and it wasn't too bad. It just gets really delicate. It gets really glossy and it changes slightly in color. But it's way too delicate when you get up above 450. In my experience. Okay, so yeah, it's very thin cortex right here, so it's different. Yep. I was gonna do a eBay stone video together with this one, but I've got a lot of stuff in the heat treat, or getting ready for the heat treat. This batch that I've got in is still cooling down. The batch before the eBay Primo Rock is still cooling down. By the time I finish this video, it should be cool enough I can take it out and put the new batch of eBay stone in there, so I can start comparing it. Yeah, I'm going to leave some of it out as raw pieces to nap and put most of it into the heat treat. Yep. So I'm going to put a little delay on the eBay stone videos. I do have other stuff sitting over here, but I don't know. Maybe I'll nap it, maybe I won't. I don't feel like napping it right now. I feel like looking at this and seeing what this does. I feel like napping this and seeing how it goes. Very interesting color. Yeah. It's a little bit different. All right. Still feels raw. Yep. In case you're curious. Yep. It just snaps a little bit easier. Yeah, a little bit. I can do that when it's raw too, so. It's just a slight bit easier compared to the stuff I was napping earlier. Now this is raw here. This wasn't too bad. This is 1/2 inch aluminum rod. I get them off of eBay. I know a lot of people don't like eBay, but I still order a bunch of stuff from eBay, especially because they take PayPal. Yep. So easy. So what do I talk about? I don't know. I'm all kind of talked out today. I made a couple or 3 philosophy videos for my other channel. I ended up recording a lot of video, but I didn't post very much of it. So I'm kind of talked out. I don't know if I'll do a long format philosophy video this week. I'm going to try to do an hour-long one every week. But this week I didn't feel like it. I might still do it, but I don't know. I've got to figure out how to prepare for the long videos instead of trying to wing it the whole way. On this, I can just pause and think and let the napping fill the voids of the sound. If I'm not saying anything, you can still hear the click and click, chip chip, grind, whatever. But if it's just a talking video and I stop talking to think, it's not good. I'm wondering, what should I do? Should I make it more of a light-hearted philosophy channel, or very, very serious? I don't know. I'll probably start goofing around on that channel. Yeah. It's no fun being always serious. Sometimes, yeah, but not always. How is it fun being serious? I thought serious was the opposite of fun, you might say. Well, it depends on the topic. If I enjoy researching it, yeah, it's fun to be serious about it. As long as you enjoy doing the research and the thinking on it. A lot of times when I goof around, it's because I'm getting, getting frustrated or under stress, starting to get stressed, starting to become the sweat stage, so to speak. Like right now it's the sweat stage because I gotta try to do flakes like that, and I could end up breaking it. Yeah, large flakes like that, and I could end up snapping the whole thing. But it's holding together really well. I was going to take my glove off, but not yet. Yeah. Yeah, when the gloves start interfering with the napping, that's when I take them off. It doesn't have anything to do with being serious, you know. I don't take them off because I want to get really serious with the stone. It's because they're getting in the way, and I'm getting used to not rubbing the tips with my abrader because that's the way I wear out the tips. So they're lasting a little bit longer. These gloves here are lasting a good long time. High quality leather with this particular type, and these are donated by a very generous subscriber. Oh yes, generous. I got a little bit of a crunchy spot. Just a little bit. Everything else is cool. I mean, the stone feels great. I've had much worse results than this with my heat treats. Not at 350, but you know, in general. I had a batch that I pretty much overcooked, and I ended up tossing a lot of it after napping through a bunch of it. I said, man, this stuff is nasty. I can't do nothing with it. It's way too crackly and way too snap and halfish. So I ended up getting rid of it. Some of it I sold to whatever I could test and figure out if it was snappy or crushy or whatever. If it wasn't really bad, I stuck it in a box with chunkers or flakes or whatever. And that's it. No more high heat treats with this stuff. Low heat. 400 and under. All it needs is a little bit of help anyway. This stuff naps really good in general. Why don't you do a Clovis, man? Yeah, I get that once in a while. I got Clovises on my channel already. Okay, already got them. Raw stone Clovises, heat treated Clovises. I don't know, did I do a percussion flute? A direct percussion flute Clovis? I don't know if I did one of those yet. All my Clovises, I think, on this channel are indirect percussion flute Clovis. Because it works. It works well. Oh, yes. Did they actually do it that way? Nobody knows. And if I say yes, I'd be lying because I don't know. Probably lying. Why probably? Because they were probably good enough at direct percussion that they were doing the flutes with direct percussion. Yeah. Chances are they probably did the base thinning. That's all the flute flakes are. Just big old thinning flakes from the base. Probably did it with direct percussion. And I don't know. I don't know how they did it. For sure. They may have had a version of indirect percussion that we don't normally use on this channel. Who knows? Nobody knows for sure. We can kind of narrow it down, but we don't know for sure. I do like this particular piece of stone. I just hope I don't get too cocky and ruin it. Because what can happen is if I get too confident, I start getting way too thin and then get a step fracture where I can't get it out, then I'm in trouble. Yeah. See, I'm reaching the end of my ability to thin it without having those step fractures that could ruin the piece. Yeah. Yep. Just a little more thinning. This stuff responds well to the coarse abrader. See, I'm not getting a bunch of crushing. It's just taking off little flakes and abrading it slightly also at the same time. Best of both worlds. Yep. Skins off a lot of the edge. Saves me time. But it doesn't leave a bunch of little crunchy spots. Alright, the glove's in the way now. Because I got to get kind of delicate with it. Right? Tiptoe. Oops. I say oops because I got to still hit hard. I thought I wasn't going to need to. Yeah, I do need to still hit this pretty hard. Alrighty. Okay. Isn't that always the way though? Always thinking it doesn't need to be hit that hard. Yeah, crackly. Dang it. Sometimes you can't get those little step fractures out. I tried. I hit each side of that crunchy spot and then didn't get it all. But you know how it goes. You can just get the little cheater tool and then go to town on it. Yeah, minimize it. Once it's minimized, it's easy to flake over. Yep, just flake right through that once it's minimized. There's always someone that would say to themselves, man, I should have learned to do that a long time ago. Yeah, me too. For the longest time, I just only flaked to do damage control. I wouldn't get out the cheater tools. No, I did not. For the longest time. Oh yeah, that's good. Good long flake. Nice. Oh yes, 2 long flakes in a row. Now how often does that happen? Not very often. But that's because of the heat treat. I did not expect it. Nope. And I think it's because of the heat treat. Makes it easy to nap. Easier, so to speak. Easy, so to speak. It's never easy, but it can be easier. Yeah, easier. English is so funny. Put the finishing touches on thinning, and then we can get to the pressure flaking. All right. Yeah, the steel makes it a little bit easier to hit harder, but I gotta watch it with the smashing of the edges. This one is doing very well. This material is doing well, but I have a potential of smashing the edges, so we're gonna be careful anyway. You can smash the edges with antler too, don't get me wrong, and you can easily smash edges with hammerstone. So, in case you're wondering that maybe I'm just using inferior tools, I could be getting better results with something else. Well, you haven't seen me nap with natural tools. You know how much I can mess up with those. Some of you know how much crushing I can get with an antler. Some of you seen it. Some of you don't believe it. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, dang it. Sometimes I can't get anywhere on the edge with the antler. So I gotta break out these weird hammerstones with the little protrusions and thin spots and areas that I can use to strike. You know, little areas like pointed hammerstones. So I can get in there. Never seen a pointed hammerstone, huh? Missing out. I don't know if I have a video that specifically goes into hammerstoning. Maybe I do. I don't remember. I probably do not have a video that's only hammerstoning, and that's it. I don't think I do. Could be wrong, but I don't think I do. I'm regularizing right now. I think I've done the thinning. All the thinning that I want to do. I don't want to go thinner. I mean, I do. I can't say I don't. I always want to go thinner. I always have to resist the temptation to go thinner. Yes, always. I can see a spot that I can take a flake. Always. I always see that one last spot. And it's always, yes. Am I going to take that one last flake or not? And I usually say no. Nope. I usually say no, I'm not going to take that one last flake that looks like I can thin it down really well. I say no, that's it. I learned. Oh yes. It took a whole bunch of times of being hit over the head with a baseball bat, but I learned. That's so to speak, you know. You break enough points, it feels like you get hit over the head with a baseball bat if you've been working on a certain point for a long time and it breaks in half because you want that one last thinning flake. I've had enough of those to know that it's not worth it. So I just leave it in. I leave in that last flake that I know I could take. And I say to myself, yeah, I know I can take that one. I'm just going to leave it. Yep. It's like leaving that last French fry on your plate. Yeah, well, I could eat that last French fry, and it would be so good. I don't eat French fries anymore, but I'm just saying. I used to be that way. So man, that last French fry, it's good from the beginning to end. Every French fry is good. Every tater tot is good too. Every hash brown, good from start to finish. I like potatoes. Can you tell? But it's like leaving that last French fry. Yep. That last flake. Gotta do it. I remember leaving French fries on my plate, and during a certain age, one of the kids would always say, "Can I have it?" Oh yeah, that's why I left it there. Really? Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Is that why I left it there? Just between you and me? Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. I realized I was making a big old piggy out of myself. Being a... Yeah. Woofing these things down. Is that what they say? When you woof down food? Woofing down all the food, and I'm feeling kind of guilty. I'm trying to taper it. Trying to. I don't know if I can do it. It's getting to the point where I'm reaching the limits of safe thinning and crossing over into the territory of unsafe thinning. Let's see. I don't know. Anywhere I strike now is not safe. And I know a lot of people that are always wanting to be very safe. They don't like to see me being safe on video. They just like being safe. Yeah. They like to live vicariously. Right? Everybody knows what that means? So I'm not going to do it. You do it. I'm not going to do it. You do it. I'm just going to watch. Yeah. That's a lot of people these days. Which is perfectly fine, because you stay out of trouble that way. Oh, yeah. It don't bother me that you live vicariously. No, don't bother me at all. I just make fun of you. I don't know. Do I really want to taper it more? I don't want to. I'm going to tell myself I don't want to. I know that I do want to, but I'm telling myself, no, I don't want to. How do you know what's coming? I don't grind the edge like that for nothing. I'm going to try it. See, there's a little bump right there. See the bump right there? Yeah. Just do it. Whoa, that looks nice. I think that did, yep, that did it. But now there's a bump here. Yeah, there's a bump right there on this side. What am I gonna do? There's no good error. There's no good angle of attack. It's gonna force me to develop a platform. And you know I hate platforms, especially the best prepared ones. Yeah, it sounds stupid, but that's what I do. I ruin the best laid plans, which includes the best made platforms. Yeah. Anyone who has suggested I do better platforms has not been watching the channel. Because no matter what I do to create a good platform, I do better on randomness, on random hits. And opportunistic hits. Yeah, I just ground the heck out of that one and hoped for the best. Yeah. That one wasn't prepared really well. No. I just grind the heck out of it. See if it presents an opportunity. If it doesn't present an opportunity, I go, okay, let's prepare an edge. And I prepare a large platform or a continuous platform to some degree. You know, it's got to have some length across so that if I mess it up in one spot, I can move over a little bit. Yeah. I never isolate with one part sticking out, because I ruin it and there's no other part sticking out. What do? I have to take back the edge way too much. Yeah. And you wise guys say, just hit it right the first time. If you know how to do it, just hit it right the first time, man. What's the problem? I wish I knew. Yeah. If I could figure that out, there'd be no problems, and I do all kinds of prepared platforms. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm reaching the limits. Yep, I sure am. Yep. Okay. So yeah, I usually just wait till I reach the limit, then I stop. And I don't take that one last flake. Are we there yet? We're almost there. I do like these Harbor Freight abraders, but they leave a lot of dust on the piece, and I'm always blowing off the dust now these days. All right, so that was the last flake. I know I could take another one. I want to take another one into this area, but I'm not going to. Nope. Unless the opportunity presents itself somehow, which I don't see how. I'm going to leave some of these step fractures in there. Yeah, I'm going to leave that bugger right there in there. Yep. That's the last French fry. I used to eat all the broken French fries first. Yep. I dump all the French fries out on my plate, eat all the little crumbs and broken ones first, and leave the long ones for last. Oh, yeah. Is it OCD? Well, I would like to blame something on that. Like to blame something, yeah. Because I don't know exactly why I did that, except because I enjoyed doing that. Yeah. Is that all it is? Just because I liked eating all the little broken fries first and then save the big long ones for last? Or is it something psychological that is ingrained, like part of my brain? I don't know. This one does not pressure flake as well as I thought it was going to. It's all crackly when pressure flaking. Yeah. It feels almost like a raw stone. Like, I think I've already said that. 350 seems like it just barely touched it. Just touched it enough to make it pleasant to nap, but it's not like super sweet. I can feel a resistance to the pressure flaking. It's not wanting to do the long flake thing. It kind of wants to. But yeah, I've also napped raw stone that you can run really long flakes on, so the heat treat isn't always, you know, the cure, because sometimes it doesn't need to be cured. Sometimes raw stone will pressure flake extremely well. And yeah, it does take practice to know if it's you or the stone. I used to have a lot of difficulty with that. I didn't know if it was me or the stone that was messing up. You gotta have a lot of experience to know. And I still don't know exactly, in many cases, if it's me or the stone that's messing up. But I'm getting better. Someone recently asked me, how much do I nap per week? I'm thinking maybe 15 hours. Now that I'm doing regular auctions and stuff. Auctions and videos, regular auctions. I gotta do at least 15 hours a week, I think. Oh no, at least 8 hours minimum. I can't get away with anything less than 8 hours a week. And then double that is probably the average, 16 hours or whatever. Then add another 16 hours on top of that, double it again. That's the most I've ever done in a week. Close to 40 hours is the most I've ever done in 1 week, because it just wears me out. Mentally, physically, maybe not, but mentally, I just don't want to do it. It's relaxing to a point, and after that point, it gets to be a chore, I'm sure you know. I watch videos to decompress nowadays. Instead of napping to decompress, I watch videos. And I've been renting some movies, and I've been watching movies. It would be nice to be able to do work and decompression at the same time. But I can't decompress when I know that success is mandatory. I can only decompress if it doesn't matter if I break it. If it matters if I break it, I can't relax. Yeah. And everything I knap these days, I cannot break. Well, I cannot break too many. I do offer my broken pieces, but I can't do that too often because then it starts to affect the productivity. Yep. So it's hard to relax if it's possible at all these days while napping. I still enjoy it, but it's not relaxing. So I watch videos. I've been watching a lot of World War II stuff. And after you watch a bunch of World War II stuff, it gets pretty, I don't know, redundant. And lately I've been watching Russian films about World War II. And it's all in Russian, but I don't care, you know. It's the same topics. I can just imagine what they're talking about, right? I mean, there's not much of a plot difference. Some of the Russian stuff is pretty good as far as historical accuracy on the uniforms and everything. Even the fighting vehicles. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I used to make a lot of World War II models of tanks and airplanes when I was little. That was a big thing when I was little. Build models. And then the video games came out and models went downhill. But yeah, that's what I used to do. Used to build little models of planes and tanks. So I still have an interest in seeing that stuff. You kind of know who you are by the time you're 10 years old. That's my theory. And I saw it with my kids too. You kind of know who you are by the time you're 10. So by the time I was 10, I was building models and doing stuff. Sitting in my shop making things just like I'm doing right now. Just making stuff. Yeah, by the time I was 10, that's what I was doing all the time. Of course, you know, I'd go out and do other stuff once in a while. Go out to the woods out behind our house. I was lucky enough when I was growing up to have woods behind our house. Yep. Very lucky. I said I was going to leave that in there, didn't I? I said I was going to leave it, but we'll see. I should have left it. Shouldn't I have? Well, you still have a chance to get it out. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's see. Cheater tool. Look how banged up my cheater tool is. I was using it on this one because I was getting lots of step fractures, and I was using the cheater tool on this piece until it cracked. Still pretty solid. I could make it, you know, a good point out of this side, but I'm just going to leave that with the hole in it because sometimes people like those. It's a conversation piece, or you can use it for something. I don't know. Can you stick it on a planter and plant a little plant in there and it'll grow out from the hole in the rock? Yeah, you stick it on top of a planter or a pot and have the plant grow out of there. Yeah, that's what I would do if I was smart. Yeah, if you're not smart, you won't do that though. Yeah, I should know. All right. Some people might say, yeah, they can tell that I'm not smart by the way I file this down. I'm going back and forth. Like it's some kind of sandpaper or something. Don't I know the difference? Don't you know the difference? No. I don't know the difference between a file and sandpaper. Costs the same at Harbor Freight. Yeah. I don't even know if that's going to work. Oh, it might. I'm going to try to take it down a little bit. Just tap it here and there. Before I try to pick that out. I'm just going to try to pick it out. Yeah, no sense in trying to weaken it. It might actually ruin it if I tried to weaken it instead of just trying to pop it out. Just like that. Okay, let's see. Let's put pressure on the front of that step fracture. And once and for all. I don't know. Try to take that out. Yeah, like that. I heard a crunch, but it didn't do anything. It didn't. Uh-oh. Oh, it did a little bit. Makes a lot of good noises, but that's about it. Am I going to have to do a concave base and then flaking into that area? Looks like I'm going to because I don't like it. Or I might just do notchings. Do a big old Hernando point. Hernando. Right, that's what they called them. Now let's see. Let's try for a Hail Mary long shot flake. Before we go to the drastic step of making a big old concavity in the base. Alright. Yeah, see, it didn't do it. I told you it wouldn't. You didn't say anything. You just said, are you ready? I think I said, are you ready? Maybe I did not. I'm going to try again. That first platform was too perfect. Ooh, it looks like it might have done it. Okay, ready? Did it do it? Come on. Yes. It did it. Took a big chunk out of there, though. Took a big chunk out of there, though. Alright. Two good flakes in a row. Yeah, we got you. We got you 2 good flakes in a row. Got you 3 good flakes in a row. Look at that. Thin it right down. All right. I'm having to pull downward a lot on this material. Instead of pushing inward, I'm having to pull downward a lot. Usually, if I want a long flake, I got to push inward. This one, I push inward, but there's a lot of downward also. Yeah. And that's kind of unusual with heat treat. That's why I mentioned it. It's kind of unusual. Usually heat treat is a lot of inward. There is downward pressure also, but there's a lot of inward. And the heat treat, for some reason, it can handle the inward pressure pretty well. In many cases. Yeah, this is not bad. This is not too bad. Just takes forever. Yeah, this was already ground down earlier, so I'm just hitting the ground down spots. My wrist is already acting up. This time my left wrist, because of all the spalling I was doing earlier, are creating flakes for my heat treats. These are good. They're not that good. Maybe one. Alright, so what do I do with it? I don't know what to do with it. All this time I've been napping, I still don't know what to do with these. Once I get them to this stage, I don't have a favorite point. Used to. I used to start out every little arrowhead as an Edwards. And if I broke off a barb or an ear, it turned into something else. Yeah. If you start out with an Edwards preform, it can end up as anything you want. Yeah. Except maybe a no Dina. Yeah. But anything with a flat or concave base, or even with a pointy base like a Perdice, you can make that out of a broken Edwards attempt. But it's hard to make a no Dina out of a broken Edwards, unless you make a tiny no Dina. Yeah. And that's no fun. You don't want to make no tiny no Dinas. Even though there's a bunch of them in the archaeological record, then the nice ones are always long and thin. Yep. Because that's what makes them look nice. Oh yeah, I forget. I gotta look at my list. I got someone that wants me to do some AG points. I can do AG points out of this Georgia stuff. I've been forgetting. Yeah. Usually they make I've seen AG points made out of light colored translucent material that looks a lot like Novaculite, but I'm going to try making some AG points out of this Georgia stuff. Yep. If I remember, I might not review this video and I'll forget that I said that. I don't review all my videos. No, well, sometimes it takes days for me to review it. Even though it's been up for days, I don't review it, and who knows? Who knows what I talk about? I don't think I've ever deleted one after it's been up for a day or two. No, I can't say that. I do. I've made some unlisted because I didn't like them after a day or two of being up. But they're still on my list. They're just unlisted. They're still up there. I won't delete it unless it's really bad. Yeah, sometimes I mess up the sound big time. And things like that. I was trying a video with my computer today. It's another thing I was doing that distracted me. I got my computer up and running, right? And I got a way to make cool thumbnails now, so I was messing with it. And then I started filming outside with my computer, my laptop. I got a laptop. And I'm saying, yeah, this is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I can nap outside. Video with my computer. I mean, I can do that with my phone too, but it's kind of it's I guess it's kind of new to me, for me to create videos strictly with the computer. So it was kind of interesting exploring that option. And then and that interesting part lasted for maybe 10 minutes. That's it. That's not interesting no more. Nope. Oh well. Yawn. But I think I can do live streams easier on the computer, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see. We shall see. You know, because the browsers work better to live stream on the computer, right? That's what I've been told, or I remember hearing that. I don't know. I just don't want it to mess up. I've seen people do live streams on their phones. I think you can do Instagram live stuff or something like that. Or Facebook live with cell phone. I don't know. I used to try to keep up with the technology stuff. I'm not one to do that though. I don't find it all that exciting, that technology. Nope. Mainly because I'm not impressed now. I've seen giant leaps in technology and then I've seen it stagnant. So yeah, stagnant right now. Can you see what I'm doing? No? Not seeing any of it? I'm holding it way out in front of me. I usually don't nap this way and you still can't see it? Yeah. I'm getting dangerously close to the edges. So I gotta stop on that side. Or maybe just stop. Not before I get a good pop out. Oh yeah. That's good. No need to go with deeper notches than that. What for? Risk breaking it? You might say, no man, get the vertical punches, dude. What's the problem? I mean, are you afraid? Yeah, I guess I'm afraid of the vertical punch. Yep. Just scary. What if it looks too good? What if the notches go too deep? Yeah. What if I amaze myself? I don't want that to happen. Nope. What am I doing now? You might ask. I don't know. I'm just trying to make it look a little more interesting rather than just a droopy barb I'm going to make it a little bit different. Who likes droopy anyway? Not me. Yep. Someone was talking about razor sharp stone edges in one of the videos I was watching, or somewhere. Razor sharp stone edges. Oh, I know what I was watching. I was watching some guy doing the fancy flake over grind knives, and he was talking about this Obsidian that he was using, razor sharp, but that's only on a flake. He acknowledged the fact that it's hard to get a razor sharp edge on an Obsidian knife just by napping it. The natural edge is the sharpest from a flake. Trying to nap in that sharpness is elusive. It's one of those things like the unicorn. Yep. But it's not impossible. These edges can be sharpened up really well. With practice, that's the only thing. That's the solution to all the problems in flint knapping, is practice. Now, if you're a crazy nutball, yeah, I don't know. Crazy nutball nappers, yeah, those, I don't know. What are they going to practice at? Not being a crazy nutball? See, the thing is, if you got issues, and I should know, if you start acting normal when you got issues, it feels like you're going insane. I'm not even kidding. Not even kidding. You got issues and you start acting normal, it feels like you're going insane. You actually have a comfort zone in your insanity, or in your depression, or whatever you're going through. It's actually a comfort zone, and you start to get out of it and you feel like you're going insane. Alright, so what do I do now? Even out the base. Oh, it is an hour. Okay. I was thinking it's not an hour yet. Why an hour? Why is that important? It's just something good to get used to. That way I don't take too little time or too much time. I used to limit these to 30 minutes. But then I found out that I can do more content faster if I just do one hour video. I can do one hour video in less time than it took me to make two 30-minute videos. Yeah. Same amount of content. Same amount. It's not the same number of videos though. I think I was getting more views in general when I was doing more separate videos. Yeah. But it just takes longer. I don't like taking all kinds of time to do it. No, these edges are kind of straight. Back in the day, they didn't care about straight edges, but to be appealing to people these days, it's good to have a straight edge, because they might want to put it on a knife. Make it look all fancy. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, straight edges make the knives look all fancy, like, ooh, that's a fancy pants Indian knife. Someone was really careful doing that. that Jack Crafty guy needs to look and see. Look at this one and see how it was done so he can do better. Yeah. All right. What is it? What kind of point is that? I don't know. You guys name it this time. I'm just gonna call it Basal nudged. Oh gosh. I'll go to sleep pretty soon. Yeah, okay, that's it. There you go.